Hi everyone, I'm Shane Gingrich, Regional Knowledge Translation Lead with the Northeast Specialized Geriatric Center. Thanks for tuning in. I'd like to share how our team has developed a structured regional approach to build capacity in specialized geriatric services, or SGS, across Ontario's Northeast. On the left side of the poster, you'll see the context for this work. Like many regions, we're seeing a rapid rise in the number of older adults, many of whom live with or at risk of frailty or have complex care needs. In 2022, our region received significant alternate level of care funding, which allowed us to rapidly expand SGS by hiring 72 new clinicians between October 2022 and December 2024. This created an incredible opportunity, but also a big challenge. Most of these clinicians were new to geriatrics, and we recognized a gap, not just in knowledge, but in having a consistent, structured way to onboard and support them. To address this, NESGC developed a regional approach to capacity building that's aligned with the standard of care to ensure that new and existing clinicians could grow in a shared, supported way. In the bottom left of the poster, you'll see an iterative development cycle. This reflects how we developed this approach through continuous engagement and feedback with clinicians, teams, and managers, refining as we went. It's important to highlight that this work is not a standalone initiative. It represents one key piece of NESGC's broader implementation strategy. The NESGC implementation playbook and the standard of care lay out what high-quality geriatric care should look like, including the importance of interprofessional teams with specialized geriatric expertise. This capacity building approach directly supports that vision by operationalizing the workforce components of the standard, turning high-level goals into practical day-to-day actions for clinicians on the ground. At the center of the poster, we outline the 5 key components of this approach. The first, assess current competencies and identify learning gaps. Clinicians begin with a self-assessment to reflect on their strengths and areas for growth. This promotes reflective practice and sets the stage for lifelong learning. The next step, building foundational knowledge, skills, and attitudes. NESGC recommends that all clinicians register for and participate in the Provincial Common Orientation offered by Provincial Geriatrics Leadership Ontario, or PGLO. Next, engaging in shadowing and mentorship bridges theory and practice through observation, hands-on experience, and guided case discussion. Mentorship is really where the learning comes alive, helping clinicians not only apply what they've learned, but also adapt it to new and unpredictable clinical situations. Integrating into the system of care. SGS clinicians cannot work in isolation. Understanding how their role connects with other services is essential. Integration means strengthening these connections and engaging in regional and provincial networks that sustain collaboration. Lastly, maintaining competence. Ongoing development through advanced education, specialization, and leadership opportunities helps clinicians continue to grow and keeps care standards high. These components are structured but flexible, allowing teams to adapt the process while maintaining regional consistency. On the right side of the poster, you'll find our results. 90% of clinicians completed the first 2 components, 81% engaged in structured mentorship, and there's been strong evidence of adoption of later components through SGS networks and ongoing learning sessions. But beyond the numbers, we've heard from clinicians and managers that the process has made them feel more confident, more connected, and more supported, and that it's helping to build a shared language and approach to care across our large Northeast region. Also on the right, the next step section highlights what's ahead. We'll continue refining this approach based on feedback and emerging needs. Our next focus is co-leading a provincial mentorship training guide and workshop with PGLO. It's an evidence-informed approach grounded in adaptive expertise, aimed at creating more structured and consistent mentoring programs and experiences across Ontario's SGS programs. To close, this structured regional approach has brought clarity, consistency, and collaboration to how we support clinicians entering SGS roles. It is a key enabler in meeting the standard of care, helping us translate strategic goals into confident, capable, person-centered care for older adults. Before I finish, I want to acknowledge the people and partners who make this work possible. Older adults are truly at the heart of this work and the reason we strive to strengthen SGS. We are also deeply grateful to our partners at PGLO, Ontario Health Northeast, local health service providers, and all the clinicians who embraced this vision, helped shape the approach, and led the way in creating high-quality onboarding experiences. Thank you for listening, and please reach out if you'd like to learn more about this work or explore the implementation playbook or standard of care.